hardest battle of your life will not be against the world. It will be against yourself, against the weak version of you, the distracted version, the lazy version, the version addicted to comfort because deep down, you already know something has to change. You cannot keep living like this, repeating the same habits, making the same excuses, watching your potential slowly die. At some point, the old you has to go. Not physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, the old mindset must die, so a stronger version can be born. And that process, it's painful. Because killing the old you means letting go of everything familiar. Old habits, old excuses, old addictions, old ways of thinking. You will have to destroy the version of yourself that kept choosing comfort over growth. Most people never do this. That's why they stay trapped. Same mindset, same life, same problems, different year. But you're here because part of you is tired. Tired of weakness, tired of procrastination, tired of watching life move forward while you stay stuck. Good. Use that frustration. Use that pain, because pain can destroy you or transform you, and transformation begins the moment you stop identifying with your old self. You are not your past mistakes. You are not your failures. You are not the person you were 5 years ago. Stop carrying an old identity into a future that demands growth, because every time you say, "This is just who I am," you chain yourself to weakness. No, you can rebuild yourself. You can become different. But first, the old you must die. The old you wants comfort. The new you wants greatness. The old you avoids pain. The new you understands pain creates strength. The old you waits for motivation. The new you moves with discipline, and discipline changes everything. David Goggins once said, "You have to build calluses on your brain just like how you build calluses on your hands." Read that again. Strength is trained, not given. Every difficult decision you avoid keeps the old you alive. Every excuse you make feeds weakness. Every day you delay, you bury your potential deeper. So make a decision, right now. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Now. Kill the habits destroying your future. Kill the mindset making you average. Kill the addiction to distraction. Kill the fear that keeps you small. Because there is a stronger version of you waiting on the other side of discipline. But that version requires sacrifice. You will lose comfort. You will lose fake friends. You will lose old routines. You may even lose parts of yourself you once thought were permanent. Good. Growth requires death. A seed must break before it becomes a tree. Iron must burn before it becomes stronger. And you must suffer before you evolve. That is the law of transformation. Stop trying to save the old you. It already failed you. The old you procrastinated. The old you doubted yourself. The old you quit too early. The old you accepted mediocrity. Why keep protecting someone who is destroying your future? Let that version go, and understand this. Becoming stronger is lonely, because when you change, not everyone will recognize you anymore. Some people only liked you when you lacked confidence, when you lacked discipline, when you stayed small. The moment you level up, they become uncomfortable. Let them. You are not here to remain comfortable. You are here to evolve. Wake up earlier, train harder, think differently, move differently, speak less, work more, become obsessed with growth. There will be days where your mind fights back, days where your old habits beg for control again. That's normal. The old version of you doesn't die easily. Fight anyway, because every time you choose discipline, you weaken the old you. Every time you stay focused, you starve distraction. Every time you suffer without quitting, you become stronger. This is not motivation. This is war. War against weakness. War against mediocrity. War against the person you refuse to become again. And slowly, through pain, through consistency, through sacrifice, you change. Your mindset sharpens. Your confidence grows. Your standards rise. Your energy changes, until one day, you look in the mirror and barely recognize yourself. That's when you know the transformation has begun. You no longer think like the old you. You no longer move like the old you. You no longer tolerate the things that once controlled your life. Because now, You understand your value. And once a person realizes their value, everything changes. They stop begging for attention. They stop chasing validation. They stop wasting time. They become focused, dangerous, disciplined. That is the power of killing the old you. Not becoming someone fake, becoming who you were always meant to be. So if you truly want a different life, stop trying to improve the old version. Destroy it. Build a stronger mind. Build stronger habits. Build a stronger identity. And do it quietly, patiently, relentlessly. Because one day, people will look at you and say, you changed. And they'll be right. The old you is gone. Kill the weak mindset. Kill the excuses. Kill the comfort addiction. Kill the old you. And let the new version rise. Stronger than anyone imagined. Some versions of you deserve to be left behind. So, bury the old you and become unrecognizable. And understand this, the old you will try to come back. Not once, not twice. Again and again, through old habits, old temptations, old excuses. It will whisper things like, take it easy. You can start tomorrow. One bad day won't matter. Be careful because weakness speaks softly. And if you listen long enough, you slowly become a person you promised yourself you'd never be again. That's why transformation is not a one-time decision. It is a daily war, every morning. You choose who controls your life. Discipline or comfort, focus or distraction, growth or excuses. And the scary part is, small choices decide your future, not huge moments. Not luck, not talent, daily choices. The extra are wasted scrolling. The workout skipped, the promise broken to yourself. These things seem small, but repeated daily, they create identity. James Clear once wrote, every action you take is a vote for the person you wish to become. Think about that. Every disciplined action is a vote for strength. Every excuse is a vote for weakness. Who are you voting for? Because eventually, your habits become your character, and your character becomes your destiny. That's why killing the old you requires consistency, not temporary motivation. Anyone can feel inspired for one night, but can you stay disciplined? When life becomes hard, when nobody supports you, when progress feels invisible, that is what separates people. Most quit too early. Most return to comfort. Most choose temporary pleasure over long-term greatness. Don't be most people. You've already seen where that path leads. More regret, more wasted time, more unrealized potential. Enough. There comes a point where pain becomes a teacher, where failure becomes fuel, where loneliness becomes focus, and if you use it correctly, your darkest moments can build your strongest self. That is why you must stop hating your struggles. They revealed what needed to change. Pressure revealed your weaknesses. Now fix them, not emotionally. Strategically, build routines, build discipline, build standards so high that the old you can no longer survive inside your new life. Because environments matter, habits matter, what you consume matters, who you spend time with matters. Everything shapes identity. So protect your mind, protect your energy, protect your future. The strongest people in the world are not always the most talented. They are the most disciplined. They keep showing up, even tired, even stressed, even unmotivated. That is power. And eventually, your consistency creates momentum. Momentum creates confidence. Confidence creates belief. And belief changes everything. Suddenly, the impossible feels achievable. The difficult feels normal. The disciplined lifestyle becomes your identity. That's when the transformation becomes permanent. You stop pretending to be strong, because now you actually are. You stop forcing confidence, because now you trust yourself. You stop chasing validation, because now you respect yourself. And self-respect is one of the rarest forms of power, because once you respect yourself, you stop accepting weakness from yourself. No more excuses, no more waiting, no more wasted potential. Only growth, only discipline, only forward movement. That is the mindset that changes lives. So if you truly want a new future, stop negotiating with the old you. Bury the excuses, burn the distractions, destroy the weak mindset, and rebuild yourself through pain, through discipline, through relentless action. Because one day, you will thank yourself for not giving up. When the old version of you begged you to quit, the old you had its chance. Now it's time for someone stronger to take over. And when that stronger version finally takes over, protect it, because not everyone will understand your transformation. Some people benefited from the weak version of you, the insecure version, the version that lacks standards. The moment you become disciplined, they will call you different, cold, obsessed, to serious. Let them talk. People often criticize what they secretly lack the courage to become. You are not becoming heartless. You are becoming focused. There is a difference. A focused person understands that energy is limited, time is limited, life is limited. And once you truly understand that, you stop wasting yourself. You stop giving attention to meaningless distractions. You stop entertaining fake connections. You stop feeding habits that slowly destroy your future. Because now, you are building with intention. Every workout has purpose. Every hour worked has purpose. Every sacrifice has purpose. That's how powerful people live. Not emotionally, intentionally. And intentional living changes everything. Most people drift through life unconsciously. Wake up, scroll, complain, repeat. Years pass like this, and one day, they realize they became strangers to their own potential. Don't let that become your story. You were built for more. But more requires discipline, not motivation. Not inspiration, discipline. Because motivation disappears when emotions change. Discipline remains. Discipline wakes up early. Discipline trains when tired. Discipline stays focused when distractions appear. Discipline keeps promises to itself. That is why discipline creates identity, and identity creates destiny. If you repeatedly act strong, you become strong. If you repeatedly act disciplined, you become disciplined. If you repeatedly choose growth, eventually growth becomes natural. That is the beauty of consistency. Small actions, repeated long enough, create massive transformation. 1 year of discipline can completely change your life. Your body changes. Your mindset changes. Your confidence changes. Your standards change. Your entire energy changes. And suddenly, the life you once dreamed about starts becoming reality. Not because of luck. Not because someone saved you. Because you changed yourself. That is true power. Most people wait for external change. A better opportunity. A better environment. A better situation. But dangerous people, they create change internally first. They become stronger mentally, sharper emotionally, more disciplined physically, and eventually, their external world has no choice but to reflect that growth. So stop waiting for perfect conditions. There are none. Build yourself in chaos. Build yourself in pain. Build yourself when life feels unfair, because that is where real strength is born. Anyone can grow when life is easy, but can you grow when life tests you? Can you remain disciplined when emotions collapse? Can you stay focused when nobody believes in you? That is rare, and rare people build extraordinary lives. So stay patient. Transformation takes time. The strongest mountains were built slowly. The deepest roots grew unseen. And the most dangerous people were shaped quietly. No applause, no attention, no shortcuts, just sacrifice, just discipline, just relentless consistency. That is the formula, and if you follow it long enough, one day your old life will feel like a distant memory. You will barely recognize the person you used to be. The weak mindset, the fear, the excuses, the self-doubt gone, replaced by someone calmer, stronger, sharper, uncheckable. That is what happens when you finally decide to kill the old you. Your old self is begging for comfort. Your future self is begging for growth. Choose wisely. And the truth is, every day you delay your growth, your future pays the price. Every wasted morning, every distracted night, every excuse repeated again and again. It all adds up. People think destruction happens instantly. It doesn't. A weak life is built slowly. One bad habit at a time. One lazy decision at a time. One excuse at a time. And in the same way, greatness is also built slowly. One disciplined morning. One difficult workout. One promise kept to yourself. That is how identity changes. not through words. Through actions repeated consistently. Because eventually, your habits stop feeling like effort. They become who you are, and that is the goal. Not temporary motivation, permanent transformation. You don't want to constantly fight yourself forever. You want discipline to become natural, a lifestyle, a standard, a part of your identity. Imagine becoming the type of person who no longer needs motivation videos to start moving. The type of person who automatically chooses growth, automatically chooses focus, automatically chooses discipline. That level of self-control changes everything. Because now, your emotions no longer control your actions. And emotional control is one of the greatest powers a human can build. Weak people react emotionally. Strong people respond strategically. When life hits weak people, they collapse. When life hits disciplined people, they adapt. That's the difference. The old you reacted emotionally. The new you moves with purpose. No more emotional decisions. No more self-sabotage. No more destroying your future for temporary comfort. Because temporary comfort creates permanent regret, and regret is dangerous, not because it hurts, but because it steals years from your life. Years you can never get back. One day, you will either thank yourself for staying disciplined or suffer knowing you betrayed your own potential. That choice is being made right now. Through your daily actions, not your intentions. Not your dreams, your actions. Because intentions mean nothing without execution. Everyone wants success. Few are willing to suffer for it. Everyone wants confidence. Few are willing to struggle for it. Everyone wants transformation. Few are willing to kill the habits that keep them weak. Be different. There is a version of you living inside your imagination right now. Focused, strong, disciplined, respected, unstoppable. That version is real, but it requires sacrifice. You cannot carry old excuses into a new life. You cannot keep old habits and expect a different future. Something must be left behind, and usually, the hardest thing to leave behind is comfort. Comfort feels safe, but comfort slowly destroys ambition. It makes average feel acceptable. It makes weakness feel normal. Escape that trap. Because once comfort controls your life, discipline feels painful. But once discipline becomes your lifestyle, comfort starts feeling dangerous. That's when you know you changed. When wasting time starts bothering you. When excuses start sounding pathetic. When growth becomes more important than entertainment. That is evolution, and evolution requires patience. You will not become unstoppable overnight. You will fail. You will relapse. You will have days where your old habits return. Do not quit. Falling down does not destroy transformation. Staying down does. Stand back up again, until discipline becomes stronger than emotion. Because in the end, the people who change their lives are not the smartest, not the most talented, not the luckiest. They are simply the ones who refuse to stop. So keep building, keep fighting, keep evolving. Even when progress feels invisible, even when life becomes heavy, even when nobody understands your journey. Because one day, all the pain, all the sacrifice, all the silent discipline will become visible, and the person standing in the mirror will no longer be the old you. It will be someone stronger, someone wiser, someone dangerous, someone reborn through discipline. Kill the old you every single day, until the new you becomes unstoppable.